Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's good. And I have recently entered into a new form of existence that I don't know that I've ever experienced this before. And I'm going to guess that this is it would just be called perseverance, I think. I think it's what most people would call it. This weekend, no girls. We're doing the every other weekend thing now, so our Sunday tradition is kind of over, but I'm going to do we're going to have dinner on a weeknight every week and then also have every other weekend. So I'll get to see them more now, more days, more total time with them. But not having them here was weird. But that also meant that Em and I got to spend a whole lot of time together. We played a lot of games, both physical and digital. By the way, we've been really enjoying the Nintendo put out a pack of like 50 games or something from around the world, and it's like poker and Go and mahjong and ping pong and just a bunch of random games, and it feels a lot like Wii Sports and some of those things. They're, like the bowling game is very similar to, there's darts, so it's actually really fun. It's really cool, and one person has to buy it, and then you can play with two switches, so we can play like poker together. We've been playing a lot of what they call President, or what I knew as Asshole growing up, so that's beside the point. What I want to say is my project, this No Rogues Allowed thing that I've been working on, it's a game that I want to create that is entirely text-based. There's no graphics. I mean, there'll be graphics, but there'll be little icons, but it's not a map exploration. It's a dungeon game, dungeon exploring game, but it's all done through just sentences. Just you walk into a room, you see this, what do you do, that kind of thing. Point and click, with a mouse, equip equipment, attack things, decide whether you're going to attack or you're going to flee, that sort of stuff. And in the beginning of this project, I experienced the euphoria that I used to feel when I got started on a new game design. If you don't know this, I used to design board games. I designed dozens and dozens of them. I only ever published 4 of them. No, that's not true. I self-published at least 5. So 6 or 7 games. And during that period of my life, I would say I was probably bipolar. And I would say that I was going through a very serious manic episode. The game design thing became I became something bigger than I was, and I was going to be the great game designer, and I started just really throwing everything away except for game design, including my career, my family. I mean, I just stopped caring about everything except for designing games, and I was heavily focused. And that went away, and then I got really depressed, and then I started on Lexapro, and then nothing. So for the last 6 years, or not 6 years, maybe 5 years, I've been just flatlined, just completely devoid of any sort of ups and downs. That's part of taking medication. But recently, I've felt really energetic about a few things. I've felt really energetic about woodcut, which, by the way, I have a few new designs, so I'm going to be doing some woodcut again soon. I felt really energetic about doing the girls' rooms, and then that turned into this game design. I felt really energetic about it. And in the beginning, I would not say it was manic, but my brain was very consumed by it. I was able to spend time with Em and spend time with my kids and have fun playing other things, but my brain was constantly working on this game. And then in the last week or two, it's taken a nosedive. My interest is my dedication to the project has taken a nosedive. My interest is still really up there. I'm still really interested in the project. I'm still very much want to proceed forward. I'm just not putting in the time that I was. And so maybe it's burnout. Maybe I pushed a little too hard in the beginning and whatever. But this is a new realm for me. Normally, when I hit that low point, when I hit the point where I've gone on this kind of manic ramp, and then I get really excited about something, and then I hit a wall, usually that's it. That's the end of the project. They don't ever continue forward from there. But this time, for some reason, I keep plugging away. Every day I've written code. not tremendous amounts. When I first started, I churned this thing pretty quickly. But now I'm down to, okay, let me tackle this little problem. Let me tackle that little problem. I have a whole slew of little problems coming up. I'm now working on enemies and player characters. They're kind of the same thing as far as inventory and attack and defense and all that stuff works. So I'm working on all of that. And I'm just kind of incrementally just adding bits and pieces. And it feels really good. It doesn't feel like I've abandoned the project, because I'm not. It doesn't feel like I'm putting too much into it, whereas I'm sacrificing personal relationships or sacrificing my work or whatever. That's not happening. I'm still really enjoying the time I'm putting in. I'm also just not putting in time. Like, I'm just kind of a couple hours here and there. I did nothing this weekend. Maybe I did. That's not true. I did say that I program every day, and I have. Even if it's only 5 lines of code, even if it's only a bug fix, even if it's only something simple, I've tried to increment on it, and it's felt fine. Like, I haven't felt bad about it. I feel a little bit like, I guess, disappointment. I feel a little bit of disappointment myself, because had I been more focused over the last few weeks, I think I would have already have a playable game. But for some reason, I let the whole challenge of rewriting it again get to my head, and now I have a few bigger challenges coming up that I have to get through. But once I've done all of that, I think I'm not too far away from a playable game. I have to start stitching all the pieces together. Once I get this character thing figured out, at that point, it literally is just stitching the pieces together. I'll already have the equipment, I already have the rooms, I already have the loot chests, I already have the characters. All I really need to do is work out the game logic, work out how you move through the space, and work on the actual UI, which is the part that I love the most. I really enjoy doing UI. So, I'm not far away. I feel like I could have already had it done. Not done. It's the kind of project that will never be done. This is one of those things I can iterate on forever. But it is it's a weird space. I've never felt this way before, and like I said in the beginning, I think this is just perseverance. I think this is what more normal people would say when you go forward even when you're not excited about it. I'm excited about it. I know I don't sound like it right now. I'm having a weird emotional day today. Happens, but I am excited about it. I'm just not like gung-ho. I'm more like, all right, let's keep going. I'm getting there. And every little thing that I do is like, oh, yeah. You know, we'll see. But it's a new experience for me. So if you are a creative person, or if you have trouble completing tasks but find yourself pushing through, do you have any tips or recommendations for how to maintain your energy in the project, even when your confidence or your desire is waning? How do you maintain going forward? I'd love to hear it. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I will see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is betoken. It is a verb meaning to serve as a warning. For Mary and Paul, the breakdown of their new Porsche while they were still 2 hours away from their summer home betokened a disastrous vacation. Betokened. B-E-T-O-K-E-N.